Um, Hello, Internet. This here's Neville, the Gravekeeper, and I'm here to tell you that we get up to some mature things in this episode. This episode's for adult ears. If you have any other ears, check the description to make sure this episode's right for you. Yeah.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice, a wider world. My name is M, and I am, nope, not the DM anymore. I am playing Haribo Tamagotchi. He is a changeling. He's a human with changeling-like abilities. What's our fun fact of the day? We're gonna do a fun fact of the day. Oh, and he's an artificer. I feel like I didn't say that in episode 1 ever. Maybe I sure didn't.
No,
We never got to it.
He said it once.
I said it once.
I think it was during actual.
I think you said tinkerer. I don't know that you actually said the word
tinkerer.
artificer.
His class was artificer.
Okay. Well, my class is indeed.
It was during a bathroom break.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it was during a bathroom break. It wasn't like during an important moment. Yeah, my class is an artificer, so I'm, spellcaster with stuff, with trinkets and mabobs. But the fun fact of the day is,
Tell us a fun fact about why Haribo has selected Minerva. Give us any sort of backstory there.
Yeah.
Haribo, meet cute. Okay, so this is the first person that Haribo has gone on a date with since coming to Faerun. I mean, he's mostly just been too stressed and trying to figure out this new place he's in, and just romance is off the table. He's not definitely does not lead life by his wiener, so it doesn't, it's not that's what he's after. He's after a smooth, comfortable life. But now that he's living comfortably and has found a place to live, the thing about this town, which is called what?
I'm expecting you to say lead life by his wiener.
Decrum.
Decrum. Cool. Then I'm going to continue.
Decrum.
Stop it. The thing about Decrum is that a lot of people think that that's why his house is on the outside of the city walls. A lot of people think he's weird because he says things like lead life by his wiener. No, but people think he's weird, but Minerva never did. It's been an attraction over the course of the year he's been here. I don't think this is their first date, but I don't think it's never do you want to go on a date with me? Yes, we are going on a date. This is a date. Let's get dressed up and date. It's always been do you want to come? I'm going to go on a picnic tomorrow. Do you want to come with me? I'm going to do this. Do you want to join me? It's always
Our love languages are quality time. Let's spend some time together.
Exactly. So I wouldn't say that Minerva and Haribo are boyfriend, girlfriend by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, and steady.
But they've gone on a couple dates and they enjoy each other's company.
Have a pleasant association.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Not led by the wiener. I like it.
Correct.
Non-wiener based association.
This is a non-wiener based association.
Do you have another fact, or should I go now? I don't remember.
No, that was my fact, is that this is the first date. This is the first person I have dated since coming to Faerun.
Okay, great. Well, I am Lawrence. I'm playing the bard Sparkleoneous. Speaking of no wiener situation. Sparkleoneous is a plasmoid, and if you might have heard from the last episode, he did in fact fall from the sky. That's not a fun fact, that's just a fact. However, for the fun fact, Sparkleoneous' parents are an interesting pair. Sparkleoneous is obviously adopted. He's never seen anybody else like him. But his father is he's an Aarakocra named Squelch, and his mother is a half-orc named Brigana. And Sparkleoneous loves his parents very much.
Has he ever been on a date?
Sparkleoneous?
Mm-hmm.
No, Sparkleoneous, he thinks that his art is improved by abstaining from relations with the opposite sex.
Sparkleoneous doesn't fuck?
No.
Does Sparkleoneous
Imagine
have a
that.
Tinder?
A Lawrence character that doesn't fuck.
Does he have a Tinder?
He has a Tinder?
Gender.
He doesn't have a Tinder, no.
Gender.
Does he have a gender? If he does, he's not worried about it.
So he doesn't even know. I love it.
His parents refer to him as he, him, so he often does as well.
He's Sparkleoneous, Sparkleonii.
Yeah. Sparklo / Eas.
My name is Grace Stringer, and I play a shifter. Got it. Shifter character named Margery Ridgeback. She also doesn't have a wiener because she is
Woo!
female. Our connecting point is that no wiener. Her
No.
fun fact is that she has a pet ferret named Scarf that she found in the garbage. That is her little, animal companion, and it's draped around her shoulders like a little thing.
Uh-huh.
And an alive ferret, not a dead ferret.
Did she
Scarf,
find
scarf.
Scarf as like a baby ferret in the dumpster? Or is this a recent
Listen.
pickup? Listen.
Neither.
80-year-old.
The true age is
Ferret.
unknown.
As one
But
does with a wild ferret, yeah.
But the ferret doesn't look like it's like old and decrepit. It's
Just keep in mind, this Grace's character is a necromancer, so this ferret, may have had a few different leases on life.
Oh
Oh,
no.
I did forget that.
Listen,
All right.
that's a little fun fact for me. So Gabe can't do anything to Scarf because I'll just find a way to bring him back. My little
You
ferret.
can keep bringing him back. There's just going to be less of him.
Replace him with bigger parts.
Wait,
Hey
that's right.
everybody! This disembodied voice you're hearing now is the voice of Gabe Stringer, your game master and controller of worlds, general handy guy to have around when you need to tell a story.
God.
I don't have any players or any. I have lots of characters, but I'm not sure how I should go about
Ooh.
giving a fact.
When's the last time? What's the graveyard keeper guy?
Neville is his name.
When's
with
the
the
last
dumpy.
time
Neville
that
with the
Neville
dumpy.
with the dumpy went on a date? And what kind of date was it like?
Ooh, good question.
Talk to me about
Mm.
Neville's
You
love
talking about-
life so that I can know
you
if
talking
this
about his
dumpy is for
wiener?
me.
Yeah, tell me what his
we're
love
not
language is. What does
going
he
to
like?
talk about Neville's wiener. But I don't know if we've really described what he looks like beyond being older, elven, and with an ass that just won't quit.
That's all there is to
Beyond,
it.
I mean, those are his 3 dimensions. He is a 3-dimensional character.
That's all it takes, folks. 3 things, and they're a real full person. That's awesome.
His last date was a blind date that he was set up on by the folks of the woods. She turned out to be a hill giant and almost ate him, but she was charmed by his way with words and thus didn't eat him for long enough for him to get away.
Quality. So he's got a way with words and a dumpy. This is 4
Wow.
dimensions now.
Charisma 22.
Dumpy 36.
Yeah, it's all under the one stat, so I'm okay with
Strength
Wow.
10
I'll give
because
him
he's got
some
a
more
dig.
stuff.
The rest 6
Mhm.
and charisma 22.
I'm picturing Neville as Jethro Gibbs from NCIS, but with like a fat ass.
With a bigger dumpy than he could ever
Right.
hope to have.
more to
He's got-
fucking Google here.
He's got dumb hair that parts right in the middle, but that's how I picture. But like dirtier.
Well, he's
Oh,
got
okay.
And
Okay.
dumpier.
Jeff, what's his name?
I'll play in that space.
Jethro Gibbs.
Jeff Gibbs. Jethro Gibbs.
Jethro Gibbs. All right. Anyway, that's dumpy.
J-E-T-H-R-O. Yeah.
I'm here for that. Okay. So that was my story. Here's one question that I do have.
Mhm.
Is I have a mechanic that I have thought has been interesting. That is player goals, where at the beginning of each session you roll 2d10, and then you get like a unique, weird sort of metagame goal to try and accomplish during the session. You probably won't, because there won't always be an opportunity to do so, but it's a fun thing to sort of have in the back of your mind as a goal to have. Does this interest the 3 of you?
I'm intrigued. I mean, I wouldn't know any different. So
Welcome to Gabe's Mechanics Corner, where Gabe, tries something on his players at the beginning of every session.
Let's get a shot. I'll take more
I like
experience.
mechanics. I got 81.
I want to level up.
Yeah, so I need one number at a time, so I'm guessing 8 and 1 for Lawrence.
Yep.
And then I'll need a d6 from you, Lawrence.
Okay. 4.
Your goal, Lawrence, is to win a contested intelligence check.
Okay.
I'm
We'll
not
find
entirely
out.
sure how try an angle for that. What else we got?
3 and 3.
3 and 3. Take trap damage.
No, I won't. Next.
Crap. Take crap damage. Yes.
Take damage
he
from
shit his
shitting your jorts. Heard. Ruin them
What is-
jorts. Trap
What
damage.
does DPN look like?
It's got, if you look at the camera, it's got like a little 5 side and then a 5 side. Little double pyramid ass to ass.
That makes 10. Okay. All right. 2
5
of
side,
those.
5 side. Yeah.
8 and another 8. Double 8s.
Okay. This is interesting. Roll 3 successive athletics or acrobatics rolls. So try and do something strong or, sick flips 3 times in a row.
Like right now, or like
No, just
No,
like as,
just like
as
during
the
this
game
session.
goes, yeah.
And that would be
These
so
expire at the end of the session. Yes, and you
Yes.
use a d20 to make all checks.
Yeah. So basically, like during your turns, that thing is telling you to try to do cool, sick flips while you do the things you're doing, or really
God.
strong things like flip a table or jump high, jump far, but do it every turn and succeed 3 times in a row. You know what I mean? You have to
Okay,
succeed
wait.
3 times in a
I've-
row for your thing. Yeah.
I would say 3 different things because I thought I couldn't do 3 things in a row because we.
It sounds like it would be
Every turn,
yeah,
I have
every
to-
turn. So like if you were taking the sweet flips route, right? You would want to do a flip and then an attack and then like flip backwards and jump off the bar and come on for another attack. And then the next turn you'd want to like do a cool, you know what I mean? Like make a fun acrobatics maneuver while you're doing your things. And then you can stop doing that once you've done it successfully 3 times in a row. If you want, you can keep doing it. It's cool.
Yeah. Over
But-
the course of playing D&D, often you will, it's structured, I want to do this. And then the game master, my job is to say, all right, well, here is what is required to see how well you do at this. And so the other way to do it would be to like think of something that requires like flipping from wall to wall to wall, or, lifting or running or doing some sort of athletic activity a lot to accomplish a goal. And then that could also be 3 successive checks if you're doing it 3 different, instances of this.
Mhm.
And if I do this,
It doesn't,
if we
I
do-
will say, just so we're sure, it doesn't say succeed at them. It just says do 3 in a row.
Oh, you don't have to that's even better. You just have to do 3
I
in a
can just
row.
beef
It just says roll 3 successive athletics or acrobatics checks. It doesn't say roll them successfully.
Wait, so what was Prince's?
He wants to win a contested intelligence check, which
Oh,
is
yes.
like
Wait.
if he wants to win a trivia contest, basically.
So he's doing trivia. I'm doing sweet flips.
And I
you
have to
shit
take
your
damage.
pants.
Yeah, I have to take damage by shitting my shorts.
Your overalls, which is
Indeed.
even worse.
It is. Good thing I have multiple pairs of black overalls because these are
Are
going.
you going commando in the overalls? or
We'll
is it
talk about that. We'll talk about that when it comes up. It has not come up yet, and it will, but
Sorry.
it hasn't come
too
up
much
yet.
Wiener talk.
It will come up, and I'm so excited for it to come up, but it hasn't yet.
Wiener
Right,
talk.
sorry.
It's not gonna be wiener talk, you weirdos.
You brought it up first.
I did
Yeah, we were
not.
talking
I
about the last
specifically
one.
said he does not lead with his wiener, and all of you were like, haha, penis, haha, haha, haha.
In fact, it
What's-
is haha, not penis.
Haha, not penis, guys.
Mhm, mhm. Subversive.
When last we left our characters, the form of the guard to the town had just come flying through the bay window of Sylvana's Inn and Tavern. I guess everyone make perception checks.
You got it.
Why are we here?
Why are we here?
Catch us up.
We are here to attend the showdown.
Please allow me. This is, of
Go
course,
for it.
the Sundown Showdown Part 1.
Sundown.
Oh, and it's the
Sundown
follow-up.
Showdown Part 1.
The
Throwdown.
prelude to Sundown Throwdown
Yeah, we were
Sundown
able to hear
Showdown
one song
Throwdown.
from that last time.
Part 2, which was, by the way, round of applause. Incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, the song was a full banger, and everyone acted accordingly. And then this dude's body came through a window and
Oh, yeah.
ruined our wonderful time that we were having.
Perception check
So-
is going to be 16 for me.
Did that guy pay for a ticket?
6.
What, he didn't get a comp?
Nope.
Well, he wasn't
Not
even
that.
at the show.
Boss, and does this guy get a comp?
To be fair, the comps are just pieces of paper with his name on it.
No, boss.
All right.
We're all out of comps. We gave them all away.
That
100%.
sounds like- That sounds like us.
So
Cut
this
to
guy,
Larson emptying like a full bag of comps just out the back of the bar after he'd
Into the
given his many.
fireplace. Into the fireplace.
Okay. Out the window. It is dark. But not as dark as one would expect. Because you see out of the window the illusory form of a gigantic robed woman carrying a large cudgel is floating above the wagon that y'all came into town in. And as you watch, a form pops up from behind the wagon or from inside of the wagon and like stands inside of this illusory form and is bathed in the light blue radiance of the presence, and then sort of looks up and like shields their eyes as if it's kind of, like the light's hurting their eyes, and just sort of batten the form away, uh uh trying to dispel this blinding apparition. And I'm gonna roll.
can I make an Arcana check
Okay.
to see? No, hold on. Well, yes, no. I believe in. I don't believe in magic, but I feel like I've studied it to the point because I'm trying to figure out like why it's happening. So I want to do an Arcana check just to see like if I understand what this illusory form is atop our thing. Is it like a conjured creature of some kind that's about to cause us some damage, or our ship damage? Is it, or
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. And I would also say, Margery, you have an opportunity as a magically inclined character to roll Arcana or Religion here as well. Sparkleoneous, you're mostly focused on the fact that like your performance has been disrupted.
I rolled a 1. I'm still trying to have banter over here. I haven't even noticed.
I got a 12 Arcana.
I got a 17 on Arcana.
Okay. With a 12, as far as it goes, you don't understand what's happening here. It must be some sort of sleight of hand. If we don't believe in magic, it must be some sort of grand illusion. Maybe there's mirrors or something in the bottom of this wagon, but there's not like an easy explanation for what's happening here. Margery, which skill did you pick?
Arcana.
Okay.
Arcana.
This is a spell. This is obviously a spell. This is a spell called Guardian of Faith. Basically summons the apparition of a protector angel or spirit, something in the divine realm of magic, to defend the caster.
We don't
But
see
the caster, it seems, has, well, you would, I suppose not. You've just seen this form stand up inside of it and try and bat at it and try and get it to go away.
Sorry, I'm trying to find where my spell.
And then I would like to check up on the guard. What's his condition about? Is he awake? Is he even the right pronoun I'm using? What's this guard about?
They're awake. They're not doing amazing. They were just thrown through a window, so they are bruised and scuffed up quite a bit, and they're mostly just on the floor. They're recuperating. They have had the wind very much knocked out of them.
I would like, I guess, maybe a medicine check real quick to see if they look injured in the way that I would like to use a spell to heal them. Because I care about the people of this town. You know what I mean? That kind of situation.
Oh yeah, they've definitely taken damage, so you could heal them with a spell.
Okay, sick. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna turn my attention off of this situation. I'm just gonna use Cure Wounds on this guard, which is number of hit points. Dude, this Legend Keeper app is fucking fire. Just like being able to hover over Cure Wounds and be like, cool, I don't have to click a goddamn button. This character sheet is awesome.
The auto link is really good. It takes the back end work is brutal, but it is so good once it's working. It's
so
just
cool.
awesome.
So cool. Oh baby. He's gonna recover a shitload of health. That's gonna be
Oh dang.
11 points of health. More than he could ever have.
They had a cold, not anymore. It
Yeah.
wasn't even a
Yeah,
part of
no,
their issue.
they might have even had a collapsed lung, not anymore. Dude is up and as healthy as they've ever been.
I say, so tell me what's happened here.
What?
Yes, why don't you tell the group? Here's the microphone.
Oh, thank Sparkleoneous. Thank you for your microphone. All
Well,
right.
let's not take all night then, huh?
Yeah, very much. We
Oh,
seem to be on a bit of a timer.
Yes, sir. All right.
Happening.
Reporting then. I was perusing. I was browsing. I was checking in on the courtyard out here, and I found this wagon, and there was a suspicious pile of blankets inside the wagon. I was like, these blankets, they could hide some contraband. So I better check them. And I did. I got up in the wagon and I checked the the blankets for contraband, and there wasn't contraband. There was just a dude in there. And as soon as I shook the dude because he was asleep, and I needed him to state his business. And then I'm here. Now I'm here.
Again?
And until just now, I was very injured.
All right.
So
Could you try singing it? Maybe I could do a backing track.
I was searching the van, and
All right, no, stop.
I
Stop,
could.
stop.
Oh,
No. Sorry, that's not gonna work.
That'll be for Sundown Showdown 0. I want to look over and see how is Minerva dealing.
Faerun's got talent.
Faerun's got talent. Oh my god. Like the people of the bar, is anyone injured by this guard having been thrown through this window?
The guard he landed on a table and fully collapsed the table. He did knock over the patrons that were sitting at the table, but they don't appear to be injured. A lot of glass came in, but it seems like what injuries there are relatively minor. Minerva had a very similar instinct to you. She just jumped right into action, just immediately like tending to anyone who had like bits of glass in their forearm or whatever, just like,
Perfect.
bandagery.
So I'm gonna
So
leave
she's
this to
already
you,
she's already handled like a good chunk of the folks that got glass on them.
Perfect. I am gonna direct to the guard and Minerva. I say, I'm gonna leave this to you folks here, and I'm gonna check out what's going on outside. And I would like to run outside.
The guard doesn't respond. He just slumps back into the chair. Minerva gives you a quick nod and returns to work. Okay, so Tamagotchi's climbing through the bay window, just to go and see what's up.
But yeah.
Out the door then. And Margery?
I am going to go to the bay window and try and to keep an eye out to see what's going on from a distance, and just look through to see if Tamagotchi might need some support, but I'm not rushing out there. I'm gonna the fringe of the crowd, and kind of
Okay.
go stealthy like and peer out
Use
the
the
window
crowd
and
as
see what's
cover.
going on.
Fuck yeah. That's
And
half cover for
Sparkleoneous-
people.
Sparkleoneous is
person.
going to prepare to perform in the hole
I have a shield.
that
made
the
of
guard's
meat.
body went through.
in the bay window hole.
Yep, I'm gonna use it as a nice background.
Baller.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna go stand in front of the hole that the guard went through, and that's where I'm gonna perform my next song.
Okay.
While this
Okay.
is
Are you performing your song now?
Yeah. It's a bardic inspiration for my friend Tamagotchi over there.
Oh hell yeah.
Are you facing
Okay,
out
well
of
then
the
let's do this first. Let's hear your next song.
Yeah, he's-
Sparkleoneous wanted you to go and check out that wagon.
Perfect.
Now.
Yeah, he's standing outside of the bar in front of the window.
Oh, I didn't know if he was in the bar, like facing the crowd or facing the window.
I'm spinning.
Oh,
Are you
both.
still inside the bar or are you outside the bar?
One leg in each.
Straddling the
alright.
window back and forth.
I'm
Perfect.
riding it like a horse.
And to the right, Margery's just like peering. I guess.
Perfect. I'm gonna have my my crossbow, my light crossbow, unfold from my. I have this metal belt on under my my whole business. My black. Losing the words
Overall.
today. My black overalls. Yes, there's this strange metallic belt, and my crossbow unfolds from a little pouch on the side of that. That'll be like where all my artificer stuff comes from.
Like
And
a
I
contractor's belt.
kind
It's a utility
of
belt.
It's a utility belt. Imagine sort of like an Iron Man style metal belt,
Okay.
like
I'm not-
higher
not
tech
Batman.
than you would want for Faerun, for us playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Got it.
Yeah,
belt.
no, it's like a cool Transformers-esque unfolding sequence that happens that comes into like a and then
And
it's
you made it? You made it?
I
with
have
his
it.
own two hands.
I definitely have it.
That's cool. Okay, sorry. I got excited.
I'll say I
Mhm.
brought it with me. This is the only thing I brought with me. But it
And the
unfolds from the
Doc
side.
Martens.
And the Doc Martens, yes, true.
Okay, so you're outside and this figure resolves into the image of a half orc with silver hair. He looks on the youthful side. He looks deeply tired. The big thing that you can see, other than the silver hair about him, are the dark circles that are his eyes. And he is attempting to just sort of with his arms as a fan disperse the magic that is surrounding him. Are you coming? How close are you getting to this figure in the wagon?
Not super close because the what I'm imagining is, you know, this giant figure that looks like it could swing at me, and I'm not within that. I'm a few steps out of the bar. I imagine no one else is, so I'm the only one out here, but I'm just like a few steps, I guess, in front of Sparkleoneous, slowly inching forward. But I have my crossbow out, and I'm just, it's not pointed, but it's held down in a defensive manner. Howdy there, friend. I see you seem to be facing a little bit of a problem out here. Is there anything we can help with? Would you mind dispelling this strange illusion for me so we can have a conversation?
Yes, I'd love that. Give me if you give me a moment. I don't. This isn't this isn't on purpose. I'm not trying to do anything. And just to stay back just a little bit, just so that
Oh.
I don't want what happened to him. Is he okay? Is that
He's
are they
fine. He's
are they
fine.
good?
Worry yourself
Okay.
less. Worry yourself not a bit about them. We have taken care of anything inside. You don't seem to be trying to do whatever's happening here. I just if there's a way I can help, please let me know.
I am sorry about all of this. And he shuts his eyes and like just sort of does a calming motion and stands in stillness for a moment, and the astral shape around him begins to dissolve. And he opens his eyes and looks back to you and he says, "I'm sorry, I have a I don't know if you'll buy this. I have a very overprotective guardian angel. They don't they don't like it when I'm bothered while I'm sleeping. I'm so sorry about that." And he hops out of the wagon, and yep, he hops out of the wagon and he comes over to you, and he holds out his hand. He says, "Wilhelm Fella, good to meet you."
I slip my crossbow back, let it fold back up into my belt, and I hold out my hand and shake his hand and say, Haribo Tamagotchi. Pleasure to have your acquaintance.
Tamagotchi.
Indeed.
That's a really strange name.
Family name.
Family name. Cool. Your crossbow just folded up and tucked into your belt.
Yeah, I work with trinkets. I make strange things happen. That's what I do. I don't, I work with trinkets. I don't know. I've sort of outfitted my belt to be my backpack, you know? It carries all my goodies, my tools, my tricks of the trade.
It's amazing, and I want to know everything about that.
I'd love
But
to tell you.
I'm starving. So I'm gonna go into this tavern and apologize profusely for the window that I just broke.
Oh no, we got
And
food.
we're
I'm
gonna see what we can do here.
Yeah, I'll start to fix this up. You go on and get some food.
And he goes inside and goes up to the bar and begins earnestly apologizing to the barman.
I'm gonna do one
I would
last
like
thing before I
to-
give it over to the folks in the bar, just really quick, because I'm gonna also step and fix my hair. I want to really quickly search his pile of rags to see if he left anything behind. If there's any information more about this Wilhelm fella that I can gather, and I don't even have to have that information now. I just wanted to let you know that I was gonna search it, and got a +3, 14 on my investigation.
Noted.
What do I roll if I want to check out the vibe of somebody? I want to do a vibe check of Wilhelm. Is that a perception?
It'd be like a insight check.
Plus, I don't have a +5. That can't be right. Is that? Oh, I am proficient. Okay, I understand. I got 21 on my
Wow.
insight check. I have a +5. I'm proficient in insight because of
You're
my.
really good at just like sussing out the vibe on somebody.
I love me a vibe
Okay.
check. So I just want to know if they're like, if this is, I'm suspicious because my survival instincts are telling me to be suspicious. First instinct. So I'm trying to see if this is an act, and they're, they're being malicious secretly, or if they're actually sincere about their story.
Okay.
So
With a 21, you can tell that Wilhelm fella he's just the goodest boy. He just wants everybody to be friends, and no one to ever be hurt, and everyone to go to bed with a full belly and a warm stomach and whatever. He's just a nice guy. Like as you're watching him, he is like he just poured a pile of coins down past the bar and then went over to the bay window and fixed it with magic.
He can't do
Uh,
that because Sparkleoneous is still performing using the window frame. He's currently singing, "Well, I've been to the desert on a window, no pane."
That's fucking so funny.
Thank you.
That's so
Sparkleoneous is really clever.
funny.
And then he gets up and he heads back to the
Sitting
stage.
on that, Lawrence. Jeez.
Take inspiration. Damn. Wow.
Thank you.
But yes, he's a sweet, good boy that wants everyone to be friends. And he's also haunted. Wilhelm fella has seen some things. You can see it in his eyes and the bags beneath them.
Got it. Okay. So he just fixed the window, so he's nearby where I am.
He is in the crowd nearby. Apparently, Sparkleoneous is performing to.
I just wrapped that one up. I'm heading back to the stage. Gotta
okay,
keep things
yeah.
fresh. Gotta keep mixing it up here at the Sundown Showdown.
Yeah, you see Wilhelm fella as Sparkleoneous goes by. He's just agog, and he just like tracks Sparkleoneous, just like. across
Sparkleoneous
the
does
room.
wave with an appendage.
He does sort of absentmindedly do sort of a open hand wave thing, sort of unconsciously, and then he shakes himself out of it and goes over and like fix the window. I think the other thing that I'll give you between your Arcana and your Insight check is that Wilhelm is a fellow practitioner of divine magic. He is fixing these things through the assistance of a higher power, which is sort of how divine magic works. It's also sort of how your magic works.
And I don't believe in it. Sparkleoneous doesn't believe in that.
In the
Not in
Lord?
magic. He believes in magic. Doesn't believe in God.
Varying
any
degrees here.
You're painting with all of the brushes out here.
So we've
Very
got
well
a-
diverse party.
that doesn't believe in magic at all, and then Sparkleoneous believes that magic exists, but doesn't. But there's no higher power that's given.
Yeah,
him.
Sparkleoneous is now singing a new song, and it's just God isn't real. There's no God anywhere. People think I'm being sarcastic, but I'm not.
I
And
believe
then there's me who needs the Lord and believes in.
Haribo believes in the effects of magic. He thinks that there is a different, like, sort of like with
Is magic
alchemy.
science that we
Yeah,
haven't figured out
that's
yet?
exactly it. He's trying to figure out how this connection of things, because I imagine he plays with material components and all that shit, because it's part of his business to figure out why these things working together do the things they do. Like, he did just cast Cure Wounds. He had to pull out some, tools to do that. So he knows he fixed this man, but he doesn't quite know how he's done that, and he doesn't think it's like casting a spell, this is magic. He thinks
And you
there's
just
some
think you're normally inspired by
strange
Sparkleoneous' song, not
components.
magically.
Exactly.
I could also imagine this is part of how Haribo and Minerva became so close, would be sort of the interaction, because she's also a practitioner of magic. She's a practitioner of natural magic through like potion crafting and herbalism and these sorts of things. So
And that stuff, she can tell me like every single time why this heals you when you make this into a health potion, because this plant has healing properties, and when made this way, it's boosted, blah, blah, blah. Like, we go through the whole process.
Yeah.
So I know that, so I don't think the potions are magical, even though in D&D, healing is just a magic fun thing. Anyway.
it absorbs natural energy. Specific plants absorb natural energy, and when they're dried or harvested or treated in certain ways and mixed in certain ways, then that natural energy can be transferred into a potion.
My eyes look
Whoa, and the
then
plants do that without any input from a higher power.
Yeah, anyway. Haribo will have his own adventure discovering that along the way, but that's where he's starting.
town priest does walk out.
Wait, is there one? Okay, wait. I have a question. Question from Grace.
Answer for Grace.
Wilhelm has magic through a higher power, and I have magic through a higher power. Different higher powers. Are you saying
Yes.
that the town priest, this town only has one higher power, or does everyone have their own?
This town has one priest.
And I did donate to him. That's on my character sheet. Sparkleoneous donates to the church every town he goes to because he knows he's going to make them mad. It's a pre-donation.
Generally, Grace, that will mean that a larger portion of the town, like if they do religious services, will just go, like they'll be going to this guy's religious services. So their like religious knowledge will be based on their town priest's religious knowledge. There might be strangers like yourself or the dumpy necromancer that might be under different gods because you have a different like religious upbringing or knowledge or study, or you just like if your parents are like, no, we don't believe in this town's religion, we believe in fucking Delmar the dumpy.
That's why Sparkleoneous doesn't believe in God. Both of his parents are atheists.
All right.
I'm gonna go up to Wilhelm. So, what brings you here? I see you were traveling in that little wagon before you were disturbed, or what brings you to this small town?
Oh, nice to meet you. What's your name? No, wait, I remember your name. Your name is Margery Ridgeback. I remember you were introducing yourself to all the other people in the wagon.
Oh, so you were there? You were in?
I was under all of those blankets. I was the blankets that was asleep.
You remember the blankets from before? That was me.
Remember the blankets that were quietly snoozing in the first episode? That was me, Wilhelm fella.
Did you mention they were snoozing blankets and I just didn't remember?
Go back and listen to the first episode. I do say those blankets are quietly snoring or something. I tell you that the blankets are asleep. And no one listens to me. And that's okay. Wilhelm fella, I've been here this whole time.
And I told you about myself, but you didn't listen.
Oof. Oofers.
What was your question? I'm sorry, I forgot.
I had to quietly roast you.
Marjorie's just gonna like completely bulldoze over that. She's just gonna cut through the awkwardness. So what brings you here in our wagon? Why were you there?
Make a persuasion check with advantage because you had an excellent insight roll on him.
It's a 13.
He gives you a look and he says, we can't really discuss it here and now, but meet me later.
Margery is very suspicious, but she just nods.
Where?
Yeah.
Meet him.
Okay.
Meet him where?
Like later, like what? Like 10 minutes, or later is very vague.
No, you're right. You're right. I just woke up. Let me think. Meet me in a couple hours in the church.
Is this the church that Dumpy? Is the church? Is there a church on the? I can't
There's
remember.
no church in the graveyard. The graveyard is the graveyard, and that's where we put all the dead people. And the church is in the town, and that's where
Well,
we
some
don't
churches
put the
have
dead people.
graveyards.
Dead people don't gotta
Some
go to
churches
church.
do, but not this one. No,
Okay,
not
But no
couldn't
graveyard
remember.
has a church, you know? Some graveyards
Not
definitely,
every-
or some churches definitely have graveyards.
not all graveyards have churches.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Margery Margery nods. Okay, all right. A couple hours in church.
He gives you
Open the
finger
steeple,
guns.
look at the people. Open the grave, you didn't behave.
Is that another song from Sparkleoneous?
Oh,
He's just
that's
saying,
just something his mom told him growing up.
I think that's probably just a song from me, Lawrence, but yeah, Sparkleoneous sang that.
another inspiration.
All right, I 100% am going to talk to and find Sparkleoneous and tell him about what I just talked to Will about. Is he outside? Can I meet him outside to converse, or
He's just sitting in
is
the
this
window.
happening while you're is this happening while you're performing and you're just looking down?
Yeah, I think Sparkleoneous' performance is coming to a close now. I'm probably taking applause now, flowers, anything that I can get stuck in my own little body.
Okay, fine. If you're doing that, then I will go find Tamagotchi
Hugs.
instead.
I have absorbed the whole stool that they gave me to perform on. It is inside my body.
Haribo's outside
It's part of the
digging
writer.
through the rags just to see if this guy left anything behind, just to see if he can learn anything about it. Not to take, just to examine.
Did you make an investigation check?
I think it was a 13.
Okay.
The answers. Who the boss is?
Huh. Yes, the answers to the puzzles. Gotcha. You find a receipt. You find a receipt for like brunch in a trading city from the north.
Trading
here we
city to the
go.
north called
Thamarsh.
Baymarsh.
Did you make up Thamarsh, or is Thamarsh real?
Thamarsh is real. Everything that I make up is also real, but this is doubly real because someone else made it up, I guess. It's in the world. It's on the map. Thamarsh. It is to the north, the northwest of this town. It's like at that really narrow strait.
Okay. Doesn't matter if I can't find it. I'm sure I know. Well, maybe I'm actually not
You
sure
know where?
I know.
You've traveled around.
I see it. Thamarsh. God dang, that's far.
Yeah,
Okay.
this dude has traveled.
But also Thamarsh is right on a little inlet, so he could have just traveled over and just stopped for brunch, meaning that he probably came from across. That's interesting. Okay, so we gotta talk to this dude.
Yeah, he's been around and about.
Okay, so he's from far away, but he's enjoying himself inside. I don't know
How could you not?
that there's much more.
Well, I'm
to
coming outside to
this.
tell you what I've learned from.
As you do, I say, he has this ticket. He's a man from faraway places.
Yes, he has some sort of haunted air about him. I can't quite put my finger on it, but he did ask to meet secretly with me in the church in a few hours, and I think that I don't want to go alone because anyone that's got peepers like that, I don't want to. What if who knows? Who knows what could happen?
Who knows what those peepers have peeped?
They've peeped unknown horrors, I'm sure. But I think that we should, once Sparkleoneous is done with his eating his.
So, as you were talking about Peep Peep, Sparkleoneous approaches you from the backstage door. He says, "Oh, I did not know that you knew Peep Peep. How did you meet them? I was raised by Peep Peep. It's what I call my dad."
What sort of vibe, friend, did you get on that there half orc inside?
I'm not going to lie to you. I was in the zone.
To
Did
know,
you hear me in there? I could not see past my own face.
honestly, I was blown
To smithereens,
away.
yes. Thank
by
you.
by your performance in there, my friend.
But I'd be happy to go back to the church. I saw it earlier.
to provide a little backup for our friend Margery, you
yes.
said your name was?
Yes.
I might be
Fantastic.
quite a spectacular individual, but I can become pretty low-key if you cover me with a blanket or...
As we've seen, sleeping pilots of blankets cannot be picked up by any
Those
form of
do
perception.
go unnoticed.
They go right unnoticed.
No one
Yes,
can
I'm
see through that disguise.
Truly invisible.
Quietly snoozing blankets.
Yes, I think whoever can be the most subtle should for sure be the closest to this clandestine meeting of ours. Something tells me that he said he had a protective guardian angel. I would not want to provoke.
I would
reaction.
keep maybe a slight bit of distance from that thing because it has what looked like to be a major reach from him. So if it were to come up, and he did not seem to have too much control over it. So
Whoever their lord is powerful and attached.
Indeed.
Well, all right then. And Sparkleoneous, he like plops a bell out of his body and he rings it and he says, "Bossin, Bossin." All right. Well, I suppose I'm going to have to take care of this one myself. I'll be off to the church. I'm going to go hide under some blankets or perhaps under a pew.
I too will hide in the shadows and wait out this. What did you say? Haunted man.
What's it? Wilhelm? And then what's the first name? I don't.
His name is Wilhelm Fella.
Fella. This
Wilhelm Fella. Good to meet you.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a fake name at all. And my name's Sparkleoneous.
It's the only one I've got.
Oh, are you
Shut up.
here now? We're talking
Shut
about
up,
you.
No. No, I'm just
punch him.
goofing.
So then, until those couple hours come back, go by, I at least go back inside and close out the date with Minerva, make sure everyone's good, help fix the walls, etc.
Oh yeah.
Date,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Minerva. Yeah, by the time you have finished your sort of game plan with the rest of the team, Minerva has returned to her spot at the bar, having bandaged those who need bandaging, and letting everybody know, please come by the herbalist shop so that if you have any lingering pains or aches, we can fix them up with a poultice or potion at your earliest convenience.
Always knows when to
Um,
plug this woman.
Plants have a myriad of uses, and it's just a matter of letting people know how many uses they have, and that they can come and get them from me, Miranda.
Yes, so many very profitable, very complicated uses.
And I do appreciate your sense of business, Minerva. That's your name? And
Thank
I
you.
didn't forget it. Even though
I appreciate
made it
you're not forgetting it. In this economy, I have to keep every angle on this dangle of business sense.
And you got to keep the angle on the dangle. That's what you always say. It says it right there on the biggest sign in town. You have the biggest sign in town, of course.
The biggest sign in town, that's me. I have it. And it says, keep every angle on the dangle. Buy plants.
Buy plants! Buy my plants.
Buy plants,
bro.
please.
This business is incredible. Yeah, no, the date closes out. I don't think I don't know that we need to RP that all of it, but I think there's a
I don't want to.
I think
No,
I
I
at least
believe
walk her
that.
home. I walk her back
That's
to
what
her
you get
shop.
for not making an asexual character.
Minerva lives in the back of her shop, like it's shop and then door and into her like living quarters. I just walk her to the front of her shop. There's a good night smooches, but there's no more this evening because not that there isn't always more or ever more, but it's that tonight there is something to do, and we're very pragmatic. I do tell her like
Yes, I gotta go to spy on a meeting.
It's a fucking roller coaster. Okay, wait. Okay, all right, wait. All right.
Yeah, me and the musician are gonna go spy on a child. How about that?
We can't smooch. I gotta go spy.
No,
Yeah.
we can smooch. We can't.
So we iron it
can't-
out.
No mas.
No,
yeah.
no, we can.
We smooching a little bit. Yeah.
We smooch a little, and then you let her in on the whole plan? We're gonna go and spy on the new guy in town because he wants to meet with this
No.
person that I met just today
Oh, no.
on the road.
No. I say
Two strangers are
I
having an
do-
interaction, and I'm gonna spy on them.
I say I'm looking a little bit more into the happenings of tonight. Make sure our town's safe from this individual. They seem to not be in total control of what is happening, and so I have a clandestine meeting with them over at the church, and I got to get over there. So no more. I was going to use the word fornicating, but that's not the word I'm looking for. I need to come up with a fun Southern way of talking about
Tomfoolery.
that. Yeah, we can't be getting into any extra tomfoolery tonight.
Making the
but
beast with two backs, like you always say.
like I always say, and then regret saying immediately after.
It tastes bad, even when I say it.
Yeah, right. It does not. It does not roll off the tongue well at all. But yes,
But for you, I said it.
I appreciate that. We share a moonlit kiss, and then she goes inside. Yeah, that's all we need from that. I still have my fun bit, but it'll be whenever it comes up, and that is not referential again to my wiener, but
I wasn't thinking about it at all.
I know, but that time
You are always
But
the one
thank
getting a
you.
wiener.
But that time-
you were the one.
No. Specifically, I don't lead with my wiener, and I'm gonna make that clear every step of the way.
But you're the one that
Welcome to
always
M's
talks
wiener
about
talk.
wiener.
Where he talks about how much he does not.
And yet we're still talking about your wiener in
Anyway.
a way that it doesn't.
Anyway,
No, we'll talk about the lack of. Come on.
It's still
no.
wiener talk.
I said midnight
Everybody wants to be
kisses. You
adults
guys wanted to belabor this, so now we got into
I
the wiener
did.
talk.
I did just really want to.
That's just not true. But we're gonna
The
step past
recording
it.
will show that I am right.
I did really want to bring up the just as a point of order. Minerva made fun of Tamagotchi for just sort of deciding to go and spy on this new guy in town. That is in fact what Sparkleoneous decided to do. Sparkleoneous is impulsive. Another through line for my characters.
Well, Sparkleoneous has decided to spy on the strangers.
He didn't get to during the show. Everyone else seemed to. He wants to know what's up.
He can spy. I'm just joining. I think I'm gonna actually just join. I didn't change Grace's name. Margery.
Don't join though, because then he's gonna know that I told you, and this is supposed to be a secret.
I guess so. Okay,
The recording will remain a secret. The recording will show.
I'll stand back.
To be
then.
entirely fair, he didn't. I don't think he did say that you
No, that was
couldn't
Grace.
tell anyone. Just that he couldn't tell you right now.
Like context clues, it seems kind of like obvious.
It does
like,
seem kind of secretive, and
I'm just
I
saying,
can stay back, but I'd just like to offer my backup. I think that my interactions with the man seem to go pretty well as well, and I think that another friendly face on a scared gentleman such as this might help. Plus, we do have Sparkleoneous in the shadows if things get even tougher than we were planning. We see him just fucking shining in the shadows.
Does he glow?
Well, I imagine like a bubble is reflective,
does
though, so like
reflect. He,
all
like,
light
refracts
would
the light,
still
though.
little like lightly reflect.
Oh, he's
like
a bubble. I keep thinking he's Flubber with legs.
I'm more of a matte.
He's
surface.
more flubber than bubble, but I think he
True.
would still interact with the
I
moonlight
would
in a
reflect
weird
sunlight,
way.
I would say.
yeah.
Yes, for sure. But not if I'm under
Is
a blanket.
Would you not dissolve the blanket?
Eventually.
Okay.
We're on
The
time
hide would
here.
not last for too long. The disguise, like when he
It's,
puts one of those
it's-
glasses and a nose on, it just slowly disappears.
It's 6 blankets up on top of each other.
You
The middle
know it?
layer is chainmail.
Are you always actively eating stuff? So how do you know?
It's more of
the
like a
part?
absent-minded thing. If I don't actively try not to eat the thing, I will probably just absorb it into my body if it's edible.
He's naturally acidic,
Mhm.
can make himself less acidic with willpower.
Get it. Okay. Okay.
And I can't eat a couple things, but most things I can eat.
Cool. Okay. Is it Is it meeting time?
Is there anything that you guys want to do to prepare for meeting time?
How
Nope.
long?
Already did
let
it.
me look up artificer stuff. See if I have to long rest or short rest real quick.
Oh, go ham.
Because I used a spell.
I gotta do some sweet flips. Okay. I figured it out.
Preparing and casting spells. You regain all spell slots when you finish a long rest. Not enough time. Let's go.
How long is a long rest?
8 hours in general.
Hours. A short rest, I think, is half an hour.
Yeah. I think that the way that it describes it's not just 8 hours of raw time, but you have to have like comfort. You have to be able to like actually sleep.
It's like security.
Resting. You know what I mean? So like if we're in the middle of the dungeon, what we would need to do to get to like properly long rest is to like set up shifts so that someone is watching our backs and like we can feel safe to rest, etc.
There are also some races that can have an impact on those mechanics. Like I believe those of elven ancestry can meditate for less, like 6 or 4 hours, depending on your sub race, and still gain those benefits while still remaining aware. I think the Warforged race also has a variation on this. It's just sort of like standby mode rather than having to be fully unconscious to rest.
But
it's just an interesting thing to keep in mind.
A short rest will replenish your health. Let's go over that if we do it. It'll just replenish your health a little bit. You're a cleric. I think you get long rest back as well.
There are some classes recover some of their things. You just have to check your class and see when you recover your core thing. For you, that's going to be your channel divinity and your spell slots.
Let me check channel divinity really quick just so that I can keep it in my brain to help out. When you finish a short or long rest. Okay, cool. So all your spells are long rest. Your channel divinity special cleric business is short rest. So right now we have a couple hours, Gabe told us, right? So I was looking to see if I wanted to short rest because I cast a spell. So I'm not the class that gets it, and neither are you. So there's really no point in us short resting because we haven't taken damage. We're not going to get anything back for short resting. So we just like...
I have nothing
that
I was going to do besides this meeting. I didn't have anything.
Yeah, exactly. Except the smooches.
As far as nice. As far as business as usual, the two of you, Sparkleoneous, your living situation is probably taken care of. You've got a room at Sylvanas, I think, and that thing I would call that part of your rider. Margery, I don't know that you actually have a spot to sleep right now.
Shoot.
There is
blankets in the wagon.
There's blankets in the wagon. There are rooms at Sylvanas, and those will probably be kind of expensive. And there's also within the walled town, there is a boarding house. And you could get a room at a boarding house. It'll cost you more up front, but that price will buy you a longer stay in town. Sylvanas charges you by the night.
I do have a spare room as well, if you would like.
That's true. I am an urchin in nature, so I also think that I would be less inclined to spend money in a way that I thought was wasteful. I would probably just try and find a place to sleep outside because that's my life.
Valid.
Is this a small town and that there isn't really a lot?
Yes. No, I will say, as an urchin, as someone with the urchin background, you are distinctly uncomfortable with the smallness of this town.
Oh, okay. I didn't know how small.
You can it's probably just more than the number of your fingers, the number of buildings in this town.
Oh,
urchin's got to urch, but you can't if there's only
urchin's got to urch, but it's like, oh no, what if I can't urch? What if there's nowhere to urch to?
So I'm having that moment right now, kind of looking around on the streets, being like, beans, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
I say,
if you can't skulk because someone is bound to see you. Like you can see all of the walls from where you're standing, from every direction.
So there's no alleyways, no.
It's weirdly claustrophobic for a city person. It's claustrophobic in a new way.
Are you gonna get set up at Sylvanas's Inn and Tavern along with Spakleoneous and crew?
I was not. That was not my plan. I like to keep a tight hand on my purse, so to say.
I would not suggest the boarding house. It is not often used, but if there is a low laugh to come through town, that is where they will stay.
So did you say you didn't recommend, or you do?
I mean, I would not if you want to keep a tight hand on your purse. Lots of people will stay there. There's just less of a chance of more of a chance of you losing
I
your
wasn't
purse.
worried about theft. I was talking about spending my
Ah.
money.
Well, if you don't want to spend
but-
anything, I do have a spare room. No strings attached, of course. I am in a bit of a relationship at the moment. I don't want to be weird. I
Eating
just
with his wiener!
I have a spare room for guests, and you
You
seem to
are
be a guest.
Out of point of order, you are technically leading by your wiener by saying no strings attached. So you are a liar.
No!
You are right now.
No, I'm
Contextually leading
literally
with
saying
your
no
wiener.
strings. I'm literally saying no strings attached. I'm
But the fact that
offering
you had to say it at all meant that you were thinking.
because there was an awkward silence, and I wanted to make sure that that there were no miscommunications about what is to happen while you are here.
Margie was silent as she watched him just have this freak out.
I am
about
uncomfortable talking about about this, and I'm bad at it. So
Way to go.
I'm just offering you, if we're talking about character through lines for people, this is one. This is it. And I'm just offering the spare room.
Thank you for the clarification. Yes, I would take that. I will take your offer on that. She is still very suspicious, obviously, because she just met him. But she will also take up on the. Sorry, I'm laughing. I can't shut it by Gabe's Zoom. I lost track of thought. I will go with you back to your yurt. Is that what you said it was last episode?
It's a little
Yurt.
hut outside town. Yurt, maybe, but it's definitely got
Is it a
multiple
yurt?
rooms in there. If it's not wide enough, I certainly dug down. We'll find out when we return.
Camera pulls out from Sylvanas Inn and Tavern. As previously described, it is a green painted building, a long building about 2 stories tall, with gold trim. It pulls out into a central courtyard. The courtyard has been trampled flat. There's almost no grass in this courtyard from many festival and market days, with many merchants lining the courtyard. As we follow the trodden ground path through the town, we pass Sylvanas, we pass Bryreen's grand shop, a dazzling array of color on a wooden building, as befits a merchant. On our left, we pass the boarding house, which is brown. It's wood colored. It's not varnished. It's just bare wood. This is a building where people sleep, and that's it. We pass some other houses, and finally, at the end of this trodden path, we come to the temple. The temple is marked as such only by a they're not frescoes. I'm not sure what you would call it. It would be like reliefs. It's like a clay relief that's on the side of the building.
If it's above a door frame, it's called a tympanium.
That is cool as heck, and so I'm going to use it. It's a tympanium. Above the doorway is a relief of a selection of common deities in Faerun. They're not like anthropomorphic depictions of them. They're more of like it's like a set of symbols above the doorway of this building, sort of denoting whose altars, whose shrines can we find inside of this building. I'm sort of thinking for the gamers out there, kind of an Elder Scrolls style temple structure where maybe it is devoted core to one deity, but there are shrines to others also here in the building. But you're meeting outside of this building. You come up on it and you see Wilhelm Fella, and he like hand over head like waves at you from the corner of this building. It's like, hey, over here. Hi.
Yes, hello. I see you. We're the only ones here, so
You're right. But come here. Come here.
Good evening.
I gotta tell you my story.
Oh, he's
Thank you
really
for
excited.
asking me about it.
What? May I just
I
ask?
wasn't sure what I was going to do.
May I just ask beforehand why we needed to meet under such conditions?
Oh shit! You brought someone else. Who is this?
Oh, we met outside Sylvanus's. My name is Haribo Tamagotchi, I think.
The hind fellow
Tamagotchi.
Sparkleoneous is standing in the
Tamagotchi
window.
with the weird name. Yes, it is you.
And that back there, just watching over our clandestine meeting, would be Sparkleoneous.
Whenever he turns to look at me, I duck behind the window again.
Well,
What? Who? What?
Margery is thinking that maybe Haribo doesn't know what clandestine means. That is supposed to be a secret.
not one bit, but I do like the sound of the word. It does roll off in a southern accent quite well, I will say. So I'm going to use the shit out of it.
You have colluded. Yep, I guess we're all. She's regretting that we even made a plan to spy, because I guess it didn't matter.
Not in this case. He waved and broke whatever sneaky I would need. He waved so kindly.
He broke my sneaky.
He broke my sneaky.
Yes, we would love to hear your story.
Right. Come here.
Him too.
Hey.
Yeah, both of you. Yeah, if you're interested, I need all the help I can get.
When he
because
says come here, how far are we already from him? Like, is he
probably just increase? I feel like you probably come closer to him each time he says it, and so at this point you're like 2 feet from him.
I'm not as close because I still am suspicious, because having someone just keep telling me to come here makes my urchin senses urge.
I imagine that we're out in front of this church, and so I've kind of like sat on the steps to listen in, make it a little bit more relaxed and calm. So maybe he'll chill and tell us his story. Papa Squat, my friend, and tell me what we can help you with.
All right. I don't know if you're gonna believe me, but my dreams keep telling me to come here. But I don't. And now I'm here. I don't know what to do next.
The dreams say anything else?
I'm just confused
Can
why
you
we
be
needed
more
to wait several
specific?
hours for you to tell us that.
Ignore him. What else do these dreams say? Like, can you give more detail? Is it
Yes.
Yes.
good job? Yes, I'm glad.
My dreams. I see this town. I see a ruined fortress on a mountainside. I see stairs leading into the dark. I see a skeleton paladin, and I see a hole, a horrible hole into darkness. And those images were disturbing, and they tell me to come here, but I haven't yet. I just got here, but I don't know what next steps are. And I was hoping that someone here could help me, and you asked me about it.
And since I actually do know the area, can I like do a maybe history check? It feels like maybe it would be to figure out if I know of any ruined temples in the mountains around us.
Yeah.
I travel a lot.
Yeah, go for a history check. I think that makes sense.
Natural 2, so I'm not even gonna worry about whatever my bonus is. It's not enough, that's for sure. I myself have not heard of any temples in the area, but I only got here about.
Yeah, you've not done a ton of forest exploring.
I
You
only
keep
got here
meaning
about-
to, but
The door of the temple creaks open, and Sparkleoneous says, "Well, if you're looking for a temple, and it's in a city that I've performed at, I've more than likely been at that temple. I always donate every time I come to town."
Do you know about any of the temples in between the towns you go to, friend?
Only if I perform there. I don't have Boston with me. He has the record.
Are you in
My
town
question
for
is-
quite some time?
I can be in town for however long I want to be. I suppose. I could probably do a couple more shows here.
If you'd like, would you care to help? Well, no.
Yeah,
I feel
I've got
like
nothing else on.
I feel like best we could ask around town, see if anyone knows anything about any of these temples. But barring that, I'd say it might just be helpful for us to get out into those mountains and search ourselves.
Oh, a little exploring, a little roughnecking.
Sparkleoneous is going to help me with my problems?
I didn't say that. I said I'd consider it.
Don't jump the gun here, friend. You're gonna scare him off.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Sparkleoneous closes the door, but not all the way, and he's now just looking through the crack.
Okay.
The little pebbles for his eyes are looking through the crack.
They're vertical.
Serious face. Serious face. Okay.
I have a question about your dreams. Do you believe that to be a sign from this guardian angel, or does it feel prophetic in nature, or is this just a bad brain time?
I mean, it's all a bad brain time, start to finish. But the thing about it is that all of it feels like prophetic messages, but the the things being shown and the sort of the tone in which they are being shown, they fall into two different distinct camps. Like one sort of has the idea of defending against this force and snuffing it out and bringing it under control, and the other sort of is more on the side of bringing it under my influence and controlling it in that way and preventing it from harming anyone by
Telling it
having my hand on the handle of it.
Well, my friend, I think that we could help get to the bottom of this, but it certainly will not be to give you the handle on the ball. I feel. I do feel.
I don't want it. I don't
Okay.
want. I'm just. This is not what I Wilhelm Fellow wants. This is what the prophetic dreams are saying.
Insight
Um,
check. 16.
He's fully honest. He's being fully honest with you. This is 100% Wilhelm Fella.
Okay. Okay. Then
Religion?
we might very well use your
Go for it.
prophetic dreams in order to help us find this temple, but sounds like your influences should be kept away from whatever this thing is.
I can't argue with you there. I want to help. The dreams must be coming to me for a reason, and I've got to do something with this. But maybe some of the reasons aren't so good. So I would prefer someone. I don't want to be at the head of whatever solution this is. I just want to be there.
Rolled a 15 on religion. I'm not sure what I'm not. I want to know. I'm curious about how he said there's two parts. Like some of it feels prophetic and possibly religious in nature. I'm just curious about that thread. That seems like the only thing I can bring to the table here.
I think with a 15, you would know that prophetic dreams, if we were sort of to like medicalize these sort of religious terms, prophetic dreams can be symptomatic of a lot of different conditions. So
Okay.
being a cleric might give you prophetic dreams, but being cursed might also give you prophetic dreams. Or being like, there's a lot of different ways that prophetic dreams can start manifesting.
It sounds like to me, just hearing what you've heard, that he has two sources of prophetic dreams about the same situation, like one from a bad source and one from a good source. If we're just like
one's
raw
saying
terms,
protect
right?
the world. One is saying keep it for yourself.
Yeah,
He's got
but it's
one on each shoulder, as it were.
exactly. It sounds like an angel on each shoulder, kind of like so. It does to
Not
me
that
sound
I
like there's
believe in
two
angels.
influences he might be dealing with, which is interesting. Adds a whole nother layer to it if that's true, or just a weird like it could be. There's plenty of like outside character Tamagotchi knowing this. There's plenty of like fae and like demon creatures that like, or devil creatures or whatever, fiends and shit that like will play both sides of this coin.
Oh yeah, like you could like within the world of D&D, almost anything that you could qualify as a higher power could give you prophetic dreams, or at least dreams that look
So
prophetic.
I don't. This role doesn't really. Me, Grace, the player, has learned things. So my question, now that I understand, my question is dumb because I was not understanding what.
No,
y'all
I
were
think this
talking
is
about.
still good because
No,
this
I
is
think
now.
I think that's a pretty important. I think that's a good thing for the party to be aware of. I think
Okay.
well, good role there.
Yeah, that was coming from M. This is nothing Haribo would know.
No,
Mhm.
Yeah,
with table talk's so much fun.
you get to learn a lot.
Well, that's good. So I guess
Right.
we're helping.
So we have a compact. The four of us together. We're gonna do something about this, huh?
We're gonna
Right?
try to figure it out. We're
mean,
not 100% sure that Sparkleoneous is on board yet.
Yeah, I've got nothing better to do.
All
And
right.
it might
I
be
don't
fine
know.
because I
We'll see
picked
how Barson feels about that, but
Yeah.
Boston's not in charge of me. I'm in charge of Boston.
Oh, yeah?
Can you one last thing for tonight? I think that we could all use a little rest. Maybe you more so than some of the rest of us after that display of power. Which,
sleeping is something for
well,
Wilhelm.
actually, sorry, Wilhelm. I have two questions. I apologize to tackle on. One, would you mind telling us a little bit more about your the source of your power? That seemed to be a rather large display there out in front of Sylvanus. I'm just curious. I'd not seen a figure like that before.
I don't entirely know how to explain it. I was raised in a monastery and sort of trained in the clerical arts as a philosophy more than as a religion. Just like sort of the ascetic mindset.
Did this monastery have a certain claim to this deity that you draw your power from?
So, that's the thing is I'm not certain. They didn't have a singular deity. They were generalists in a way where you could develop your spiritual and religious senses without pledging yourself to one area or another. And I just kind of manifested. So we don't quite know what's going on there.
So what do you know? It seems like there's not.
I know that I'm a cleric. I'm a cleric, and I have my powers are divine. I say
Are
thank you to whoever it is every time it happens, and sometimes I say thank you, but please stop.
are you certain of that?
It's what I think.
Hmm.
What do you mean?
I
Uh,
lean closer, a little bit closer to Wilhelm, and I say, "Oh, the relationship with magic is from what I'm picking up different. If that makes sense. I don't. These two give me a little bit atheist vibes. I don't know if
Oh,
atheist is the word they use in DDaD.
That's right. I'm a proud atheist. And don't tell anyone who will listen. That's one of my character flaws.
How good is Sparkleoneous is hearing?
Very.
I'm all ear.
He's one big eardrum.
Oh, oh.
All of me
Like,
resonate.
I
That's why
hate
I'm such a
learning
good musician.
physical facts about our characters. I feel like every game I always am learning terrible biology.
I'm gonna dwell on this one before I share. I think that I have a little thinking to do on the things you've told us. Is there anything else about the surroundings of these visions? The backdrop? Are there paths? Are there anything that we can use to find a place such as this?
they were pine trees. That's something. That's something from the visions. Other than that, I asked the bartender while I was apologizing for the window. I did ask around and see if there was any sorts of leads. They told me I should speak to the local wizard. I think his name was Mundane. I'm not certain. I think that's right. Mundane. Uh he's the one who lives in the tower in the center of town. I might also ask maybe if the local leader, the local lord or whatever they've got here knows something. but I don't have a lead on him yet.
I myself have done some work for the local lord. I've tried to stay away from Mondane. He doesn't seem to like me too much, but I have done some work for the local lord, and might could talk to him for you.
Really? I'd really appreciate it. I can try and figure out what's up with Mundane. If you want to try and tackle the Lord,
I could
Tackle the Lord. Got it.
and we have a compact. You'll shake on it.
So, what kind of comp am I going to get from you then? For this busy work. Sparkleoneous doesn't work for free. Barson taught me that one.
Thanks, Barson. Do you what do I? He's like patting his pockets. I'll give you 3 silver.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, whatever.
You can hold on to that.
I will.
Well, if you hold on too long, isn't it gonna get eaten?
No,
What would you?
can't eat metal.
He's
I
just
am not
he's just a
going-
pot and loose coins inside of a jelly
I
person.
jump and I jingle.
So you're not good at stealth because you've got a giant pot full of money inside
Well,
of you.
I could maybe put some tissues in there. Blankets. That might help.
I'm not gonna shake Wilhelm's hand.
He looks at you, Tamagotchi.
Because I don't trust that.
I think until I know a little bit more about where your powers are coming from, that we might abstain from contact. I have some thoughts. I would like to talk to the local priest here first, and yes, we'll get back to you. We'll chat with the local lord, and
And what is the local lord's name?
I don't actually know it. Tamagotchi, though, you do. The local lord's name is Ungar Thorn.
that would be Lord Ungar Thorn. He's been running this town for quite some time. Man has had a bit of a tough life, but I've helped him get back on terms with things, and yes, we have a decent enough relationship. I think that this will be a good way forward for us. You will talk to the wizard, and we can meet back up. I will also, if I can, look into this situation you've got going on, because this is worries me.
I really appreciate all of that. My situation leads to just wild insomnia or sleeping for days and days. It's one or the other, and it's not great. Also, this feels important, so thank you for talking to the Lord for me, and I'll talk to the wizard, and hopefully one of us will find the answer. Yeah. And then he runs off into the night.
Oh, that was end of the conversation. All right, then.
Goodbye.
Are you still Are you still like
No,
yelling
I've come
at
out.
the door? Oh, okay.
I'm standing at the top of the stairs, but that's my voice.
What are your thoughts on our friend Wilhelm here?
Oh, very suspicious. Very suspicious. Got to say, I don't quite like the idea that he's getting his power from somewhere else, but also an atheist. That doesn't track for me. As a devout atheist. But I do like the money. I like the idea of that.
I didn't like that he kept on wanting to be in a contract with us. I didn't like.
It's strange wording. Don't like it.
From my readings over the past number of years, I also was a little worried about his phrasing there. Contracts and the religious spellcasters, they call themselves clerics and paladins, them don't tend to mix in the same way. Contracts are interesting.
Yes, I think that our instincts were correct in not touching and not agreeing verbally to any kind of arrangement with this Wilhelm.
We only did half agree verbally.
He seems tormented.
Depends on the wording. If whatever is covered in the wording, well, it's going to have to live with that one.
We'll say you did take his money.
Oh, I've got it already. All right. I'll add that to my character sheet.
Yeah, working. Definitely.
Money. I didn't know that he was going to give us money up front. That seems like a poor financial decision for Wilhelm. We haven't done anything yet. We could just bail.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it.
Well,
Well, he did.
he did. That's interesting. Okay. I mean, no reason to not help him. Definitely something to keep an eye on. The man's strange, even if he is.
Are we sure he's a man?
No, I mean,
Not a
no.
boy.
We're not 100% sure. He's like a little weird all around. No.
Oh, I know that he's half
Little
orc.
weird round boy.
Is he round?
All around weird.
I'm thinking cursed. I'm thinking there might be some sort of curse here that we should proceed with caution, lest we subject this town to something maybe even worse than his prophetic dreams.
I totally agree. We should be cautious and keep our cards close to our chest when dealing with Mr. Wilhelm. We should try to obtain as much information as we can, and maybe, if we need, act on our own. So after this night, like, I imagine we're not going straight to the Lord. Like, it's the middle of the night. It's not the time to just...
Yeah, the guards aren't going to let you in. The guards are not going to let you in to the Lord's
we'll have to come up with a
house.
clever way.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we just wait till tomorrow and then go a knocking.
Business hours make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that the plan upcoming for the next day?
Yeah, I mean, do you guys have any other thoughts? Like, I mean, we can just go along with him because he still seems to be learning information. He doesn't seem like he's holding anything back. So we can keep learning along with him until we know enough.
Are you saying that we should split up and look for clues?
We can split up if we want to. We can also all just roll up to the Lord's house together and be in that.
All right. So we have a game plan.
Yeah.
We're thinking we're gonna roll up on Lord Thorn tomorrow and see what sort of info he's got for us. All right. I think so. Then on that note, Sparkleoneous, you retire to your prearranged room at Sylvanas. Barson is there. He's passed out. Bottles of the cheapest red wine array around the bed, and he's snoring unquietly. Margery and Tamagotchi, you return to Tamagotchi's yurt. You guys probably, hit the hay, take that long rest, and Margery, you have a dream. And that's where we're going to end it.
Woo!
Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice: A Wider World is DM'd by Gabe Stringer. The players in this episode are Lawrence Jennings as Sparkleoneous, Grace Stringer as Margery Ridgeback, and myself, M. Williams, as Haribo Tamagotchi. Thanks for joining us for episode 2 of A Wider World. Make sure you leave us a rating or review wherever you're listening in from. It really goes a long way to push us out to new ears. As of the next episode, we'll have a new player joining in at the table, a family friend of Gabe and Grace, Mike Harrison. We've already had the pleasure of recording the next few episodes with him, and we know that you are going to love it. If you want to stay up to date on all of the excess supplemental material we create for D&D 5e, go out and follow us on Instagram at DDaDPod, that's DDaDPOD, or even on the Patreon, where members can access our entire back catalog of items at patreon.com/DDaDpodcast. That's patreon.com/DDaDpodcast. In the coming weeks, we will be removing Season 1, Delta Dawn, from all podcatchers and transitioning it over to the Patreon. So if you're interested in listening to it or re-listening to it, you can find it there or on YouTube. The next episode will be up February 2nd. See you then, folks.
If you sort of follow my mouse down the path, if you go past these buildings and up this alley...
You know that's unlistenable, right?
You've gotten me. All right. Never mind.
Wait, what did he say?
I said I was mentioning how using a
you just
speaking on the map is unlistenable.
You fully corrected me, and now I have to do it right because I was doing it wrong.
Can you still move your mouse as you also use words to describe? I might need it. Grace, the player, is gonna need.
Get ready to juggle.
All right, and then also be drinking a glass of water and stand on one leg.
If you drop a
You don't
plate,
see both
Alright.
at the same time, but at some point.